Hello, guys.
Hey, hey, hey.
Welcome back for week 7. But we're filming this very late in the week, and I apologize because that's kind of my fault.
It
Because
is. It's literally all her fault.
it's mine. I went and saw, Derek this past Friday in Albany. So it was amazing for Symphony of Dance. Guys, if you have not seen his show, go. Run and buy tickets. Like if you're from New York, it's gonna be or like in the upstate New York where we're from.
Western,
Yeah,
upstate area.
he's gonna be in Delago and on the 24th.
Maybe you can win at the casino too. Who
I know,
knows?
right? But everywhere else, like he's coming around to places near you. But guys, run. Like his show, it's so inspiring. The amount of dancing, like Moulin Rouge just came to Rochester for us this past I don't know how long they're still here, but I just saw it this past Sunday.
Hmm.
And it's an amazing show. The dancing is phenomenal, those of you who have seen the show. But I texted my mom and I go, Derek has spoiled me because I compare all the dancing to him.
Everything to his shows.
Exactly. And it like he has the highest quality of dance. He puts 100% out every single night. And like you will not be disappointed. And like people are like a dance tour, what is this? Let me tell you, they are the best. And not only is it dancing, he talks to you, he sings. So like entertainment is at like the highest level. You need to
Full
go.
triple threat. That for
Yes.
sure he is.
Plus he is the sweetest guy. Like those of you who have gotten to meet him, um, you will know always so down to earth. Him and Haley, like I got to meet them when I was there at the show. Not my first time, multiple times. But again, like I walk in, they're like, oh, familiar faces. And like at this point, Derek does know my name. So he'll be like, hey,
How many years have you been Pink Shirt Girl? How many years has this been?
9 years. Okay,
9 years.
but
If you don't know this, Courtney has been going to Derek's shows for 9 years, and she always wears a bright pink shirt. And now, well, we know her by name, no
yeah,
longer Pink Shirt
I
Girl,
know
but
he does call me, he calls me Courtney now. So which is like every time he says my name, I'm like, you know my name. Like,
this is funny.
and I don't have to wear, and there have been occasions where I don't wear pink. Now,
Yeah, but that's not too often.
I know, but
We're
like,
not gonna talk about that. We need to get you pink everything, pink shoes, pink coat,
so I
pink
used to,
hair.
when I first started it, I used to have like a pink shirt and like it stated future dance partner of Derek Hoff. Now I just tend to wear pink. Like, I don't have to wear like that type of shirt anymore. But like, and it's so funny on his last tour, like, I remember Chase, who was one of his dancers, they're like, are you pink shirt girl? I'm like, yes, I
That's me.
am.
That's hilarious.
So, but it's funny. The fun fact, it wasn't supposed to be pink for the first tour. I bought a white shirt and I made the shirt and I burned it when I made it. So I had to go back to the store and they were out of the white shirts that I needed. So I'm like, what do I pick? And I picked a hot pink one because I was like, oh, that'll be seen still. Like, that'll be good. And so the first year, I wasn't like known as Pink Shirt Girl. Uh, those of you who also follow So You Think You Can Dance will know the name Rudy Abreu. He was the one that gave me the hashtag Pink Shirt Girl. Because he was like, you need your own hashtag. And then like Julianne ended up saying it like on AOL Build in an interview and we talking and like it's now kind
Just
of
stuck.
stuck.
It just stuck and it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. That's awesome. Wow, we're great. We're glad to hear it was an awesome show. Glad to hear you had so much fun with Derek and Haley and the rest of the team. And yeah,
Alicia, you should come to Delago.
I know. I wish I could. I have to get up and go Black Friday shopping. So I will be up at four
Here's the
o'clock.
thing. The show's not till 8 o'clock at night.
I understand that,
Go
but I also have a
shopping.
3-year-old to chase around.
This is a true statement.
That's the tough part right there. I would totally come, but it's the
Tell
3-year-old
Brian to
that's
watch him. Be like, Brian, watch Brandon. It's her husband, guys.
does watch him a lot, a lot. Plus, he had him like all of this week because I had COVID, so I had to
Oh,
like
I didn't know
stay
you
away from the
had
kid.
COVID.
I did. I tested positive on Monday, so I was home
Oh
with COVID and trying to like avoid my kid and my husband, and yeah, so it was a crazy.
no. Well, I'm glad you're okay.
I'm good. I'm good. I was having a little bit of trouble breathing here and there, but doing much better now. Feeling back to normal.
It's
And
good.
yeah, but unfortunately, Brandon has to be home. My son has to be home for 10 days from school because we can't find anywhere to get him vaccinated because nowhere vaccinates kids that are his age. So he has to be home for 10 days. So he's home until Thursday.
Oh my goodness.
It's been wild.
You guys are just like taking turns at this point, staying and watching him.
Pretty much. Yeah. So yeah. So he did a lot of watching the kid for 5 days. Well, I really couldn't. So yeah, so here we are. But
That was
anyway, but the good thing was I got to watch Dancing with the Stars. And we had a little bit of a crazy week here
yeah,
at
we
Dancing with the
did.
Stars. So let's start right off at the top. Let's start with our first dance here, which was Lele and Brandon who
Well,
started this off.
even before them, we had Paula as the guest judge, and they did like a
Yes,
little tiny dance. I wish they did more.
me too. I don't know what this is about like not having opening dance numbers. I really miss them and I
Me
really want
too.
them back.
I'm like, you spoiled us at the beginning here. And now, like, they've got away. Bring back the pros.
A
Because it's
little
like
bit.
my favorite part. So,
Me too. Me too. So yeah, so that was fun. It was great having Paula Abdul back on the panel and just
and
there. She's
she
just
is a
such a joy.
judge that makes sense. And I was so happy, and she knew dance. So, yes, get more judges like them. Like, I'm
Definitely.
so excited
100%.
for Billy Porter next week.
Billy Porter's gonna be great. You mean next week? You mean tomorrow?
Oh, yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, you know. Fun fact, I met Billy Porter.
Yeah, that's awesome too. So yeah, so okay. So
Back to
Lele and
Layla.
Brandon, they started us off with a salsa. And then we kind of had a shocker at the end of our night here.
I know. We'll get to that
So
because I have a lot to say on that.
I know, I mean, from a dance perspective, I still felt a little bit of a disconnect for Lele. She was great as Shakira. I mean, truly was so fun. Like she just took that and embodied it and was truly great. We were still talking about a little bit of that disconnect from the lower body and the upper body,
We talked about
watching the
something.
lift control, but
I'm actually looking at our conversation right now. I was trying to like pull it back up because I remember us saying something like, "Oh, is that the disconnect from the top of the body to the bottom?" And I can't remember what we said.
I can't either.
And it's gonna really bug me. So this is why I'm looking it up.
That's okay.
Also, I have our notes up. So
Okay, go ahead.
it's where Lele was turned in a lot, like a very pigeon-toed. And
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
because like when she was doing her movements and even with her legs, like her feet turned in, that can really throw off your center.
Yes, there we
And
go.
and that's what we were talking about, like, because I said, like, oh, she's very turned in, and you're like, yes. And I go, and that's throwing her center off, and you're like, that's what it is. It's the upper body to that, like, just her feet turned in is that disconnect from the upper body to the lower body of
Yes.
losing the center.
Yes. So, eh. All right, let's keep going. So next we had Ariana and Pasha who had a cha-cha for us this week
Oh my
to a
gosh.
Britney Spears song.
All of this. I'm also a Britney fan. And
Love
it
Britney.
was so good. And like Ariana's like hands, like the whole like that part was so good.
She really did fantastic with us. I mean, I'm a Slave for You is not an easy dance number. So she was definitely given a really tough one. And I think she handled it really super well. I wish there was a tiny bit more like fluidity between movements, especially since that is in that particular video, a big Britney thing is the fluidity is really intense. So, I would have liked to seen a little more of that, but yeah,
I was happy.
talk about a flame
Yep. Okay, then we had Harry and Riley.
with a jazz. You know what? I said, like, the first thing that I wrote on here was let's go, really, because the scores were not there, and there was a lot of things with it, right? But his energy is coming out and it's starting to play. And, I mean, some spots felt a little more ballroomy than they did jazz. Like
But I think they're okay. So I know like they ballroom versus jazz. Now here's the thing. So those of you who haven't watched it, you need to make sure you watch it before you watch this because I'm gonna like jump around a little bit because he also did the team dance later on.
yes,
And like they even said you are a team dancer because if you guys watched what he did from like where he is mainly the main like focus, he's not confident. And I think he could do a lot more if he had the confidence in himself and in his dancing because I think he was in the group dance. He didn't feel like as he was being the main one being judged. So he felt like he could go and be like full out and look ridiculous, feel stupid, but that's what you need to do even in your own dance. But I
it
think
worked.
right,
In
and I
team
think
dance, it worked.
and
Wow.
I think because he's so afraid and when he's doing his solo dances, he's timid and he doesn't. And that gets him off. And I think Riley sees that. So he needs to be partnered and led because otherwise he's not going to get through it if it was literally him by himself and not
You're right.
attached. So
You're right.
that's where I'm thinking that's coming from.
Yep, I would totally agree with that statement. And I think really what it really comes down to continuing is gaining more of that confidence, is becoming more okay with being a little more of a dancer, being a little bit sillier, not worrying about people making fun of you and saying things because it doesn't matter. You
Right.
are there to do a job. You are there getting paid every week that you're hanging on. And it's really important to just have fun with it and just do it as long as he's able to. So, I think had he had that same energy that he had in Gangnam Style in his dance as in sync dance, I think it would have made a huge difference. So,
Also, for a side note, I texted you this. NSYNC is one of my favorites. And I really wish they gave the NSYNC song to Jason.
I do too.
Because like I would have loved to see like full out dancing to the NSYNC song. Um, but I was glad though that like Harry and Riley they had fun with it and he
Yes.
made it work. But that kind of transitions us into the next dancer of Jason and Daniela, who had Take on Me, and it was also a jazz.
But if you think about, we think about like genres of music and ages and all of that, I feel like Take on Me was a good fit for Jason. Like you imagine this was probably a song that influenced a lot of his musical background.
That is true.
And, so if you look at it from that perspective, I think it was really cool for Jason to take on this particular song. The judges said it, filling all of that space, especially in a jazz. But I mean it really felt great. And don't get me wrong, I would love to see him do NSYNC. But if I'm thinking stylistically from like a musical background perspective, I think this was a good fit for him
That makes
song-wise.
sense. I do think he was underscored because we were like,
100%.
what? But I do see where some of the judges are coming from because they're like, I think that he's getting judged too hard. Now, if you guys know, Daniela does not have, now I don't know, since at least 2019, I know that Daniela was only a ballroom dancer. And then like after Derek's tour, she's like, ooh, like seeing other dancers. I want to get more experience in other things. But she has not been trained as a jazz dancer. So I think part of that was where some of the comments were coming of like, it's a basic dance. And she used the main elements of jazz, truly. So, but like, it wasn't maybe where they were expecting it because I think Danielle is also learning in the process of what it is because it is not a ballroom style. Now,
Hmm.
like, again, I don't know where her level is fully since what I talked about 2019. Like, she might have had like 3 years of training by now. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
When she joined the show. But it's just another interesting fact of like something to consider of some of these choreographers are cross trained, some
Right.
are strictly ballroom. So some of them are learning, like, and even like Derek has talked about, like, I had to learn an Argentine tango on the YouTube. Like when I first did my first season, I had no idea.
Right. Right.
Like they're learning in these process.
Yeah, it's a good point. So, all right, let's keep going because I'm seeing that timing
Okay.
coming up here. All right, so moving on, Allison and Sasha, who had a quick step this week.
Best dance, Allison.
So clean.
I know. And
Oh
she
my
hit every
gosh.
single step. I was so proud of her.
Was so good. I cannot wait to see her on Whitney Houston night. I just think she is gonna revel in this just Whitney Houston, and I cannot wait to see her
Most
tomorrow.
improved, at least in my area.
100%.
Like,
I'm so glad we get to see her for another week, and I don't know how much longer, but man, she
yeah.
is so good. All right, Sochi and Val with another jazz.
This dance was incredible. And my heart like
Sunk.
broke with like, yeah, like when the little thing went wrong and it threw it off because it was so good.
It's the thing with props of any kind. If it goes wrong, it goes wrong. And it's trying to pick up from that, because you never expect it to go wrong, but then when it does, and it's in that exact moment,
Yeah, I know. She covered really well. Like even like where she's like, yeah, let's go. Like,
she did. She tried so hard to recover from it. So, and it's really hard because I don't think that the prop was a problem at any rehearsal. So, she didn't really know what to do when something happened. So that's a really good point to touch on for the future. And anybody that has a prop, you need to know what happens if I drop this and how am I going to recover from it.
mhm.
Like she could have very easily like gotten off the steps, grabbed the hat, put it on and like was sass with it and made it kind of look like it all fit in and then jump back into the dance, but she wasn't ready for that.
Right.
So it's all about preparing for props.
Yeah.
That's
It
my caveat with that.
props is scary, like especially if you're not used to it the first time.
Yeah. So
Then
prep
from
good.
there we had Charity and Artem. And I'm trying to remember.
Our biggest thing with this was that it felt like a Barbie doll. It felt like the movements were so placed and there
Yes, it was
wasn't a
like
connect and it was
it wasn't the
stiff and
transit. I
like,
remember you and I texting. It wasn't the transitions in between. Like she hit every
yeah,
move. It was like hit, 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 but like it didn't go
it
from
felt like a Barbie doll.
yeah.
Like it felt like you were posing, Jack Skellington, right? Where it's like you were doing all of the poses. There was no connection between it. We
Yep.
didn't get that movie connection, right? If we're to thinking of like clay dolls, it
And
just
it
it
honestly
felt so
surprised
rigid.
it surprised me from what we've seen from her. So
Definitely.
and in these competitions, like these couples are feeling it because now we're getting to two dances. There's ups and downs, and it's just interesting how it affects you.
Yes, it is a lot at this point. And things are speaking of a lot. Let's talk about Barry and Peta, who had a quick step.
It
What'd you
was
think of
cute.
this? It was cute. It was cute. It
Okay, but
was
like here's
cute.
the
It
thing,
was
like
slow for a quick step, but I mean,
Barry is so cute and like he's trying and like compared to like I don't know how exactly how old he is, 70
he
something.
just turned 70, didn't he?
I don't know. I
He
don't
just
know.
had a birthday. I'll
So
Google it. You talk.
he's 70, and all these other competitors are like 20 or younger, pretty much,
He's
give or take.
69. He just turned 69 on September 30th.
Okay. So, like, for his age, like,
Yeah, and
props
he's holding his
to
own.
him. Yeah, he is holding his own. But,
He
like,
really is.
it's hard when you get to this point. He reminds me of when Jerry Springer did the show.
Yes.
And like Jerry Springer just kept being like, he's like, how am I still on this show? And it was almost kind of comic. But like he like is trying
He's
like
really
he,
hanging on. He's really trying and he's trying to get better and he's trying to really hone in on these styles. And I give him a lot of credit because this
I
is
do too.
not easy to do. And
And I've
let's see
also
what happens.
noticed like in the last 2 weeks, like I talked about it last time, PETA, like she will yell things out, but not as intensely anymore. So I think they're
Which is
starting,
awesome.
yeah, really finding their rhythm. So then the last part is we had the two team dances. So we had gang.
Team Psy and Team Everybody.
Yep. So they
Team Psy got our first what?
4 10s.
Our first perfect score of the year. And what a dance. If there's one dance from the night you go watch it, is this one. It was
Well, they
so
did
fun.
Gangnam Style, and it was phenomenal. Um,
If you watch anything, go watch this dance because this is the one that I went upstairs and I showed it to Brian because I was like, you have to see this dance. It was so fun.
it was so fun. They just got like so into it. They relaxed, and then they had Backstreet's Back for from the Backstreet
Yes,
Boys for the
Team
other team.
Everybody. Yeah.
And I love that AJ came in. And like,
Yes,
can we just Ariana like full like fangirling over AJ? It was
so
the
funny.
cutest thing.
So funny. This one was good. It had some flair, it had some spice. It just wasn't better than the other one.
It's harder the team dances because I think for the team dances they're looking more for entertainment than they are for
Yeah.
like technique. And it was interesting because I was going back in some of the past team dances, like I fell in TikTok world and because it like popped up. And like I was watching past ones and I was like, even these dances aren't at the same quality, but I'm also very spoiled because I feel like anything that Derek Huff does, like here, except for one team dance
Totally different bar.
where he got Ghostbusters and it just wasn't the same. But a lot of it too sometimes can be the music.
Yes, music plays a huge role in it.
Mm-hmm.
Music and style.
Yeah.
So, you're given these songs, but then you're also given a style of dance, and sometimes the two don't really blend.
Yeah. Usually though, the team dances are freestyle, but it's just like
Yes, right.
how does the song inspire you and trying to do stuff. So hi Paso, you want to
This
come?
makes it fun. So anyway, I am thrilled for Whitney Houston night. So we get
So
Whitney
excited.
Houston tomorrow, and then next week we get Taylor Swift week. So
Swifty.
we got 2 big weeks coming here, Whitney Houston and Taylor Swift.
I'm
I'm so
excited
excited.
for Taylor Swift just because we're going to have Mandy Moore as a guest judge.
Yes, and
Not the
she's
singer, the choreographer, guys.
choreographer, right? Yes.
She choreographed
She's
La La Land.
so
She's
fantastic.
incredible and she's worked on Dancing with the Stars, so you think you can dance before. She was one of the main she was the head judge for Dancing with the Stars Junior when they did it. So like Riley knows her very well.
Yeah,
So
she's gonna be
um
awesome.
yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah. That's so
Oh
can't
yeah, you
wait.
excited too?
No, I'm so
We
excited.
hope y'all love the furry animals.
I know. Got DJ and
Although yours is a fun furry animal, mine is a king,
yeah, yours
like
is
a
like
king lion,
bow to me right now.
the king grumpy cat over here. He's
Positive.
really not though. He's actually really the sweetest cat in the whole wide world.
So the other day, guys, Alicia was decorating for Christmas and she had glitter all over her floor. And DJ like got right in the middle of it. And like it was the cutest thing.
I wonder if I can quickly pull this picture up and see if I can find it. But anyway, yeah, I was decorating. I was talking to Courtney on the phone and I was trying to decorate and I opened up a thing for my village and glitter just went everywhere, everywhere. And so DJ was looking up at me like, Excuse me, Mom, what is on the floor? He was just looking up at me like, what did you do?
I love
The
it.
glitter is all cleaned up. It's all gone. No worries.
Lots of vacuuming.
Yes, for sure. So, all
Alicia's
right,
texting me
everyone.
going, vacuum.
Well, thanks for joining us, everyone, and we'll see you soon.
Woo! Bye.
Bye.